And I think as well,
Just like what you like.
exactly.
Sorry.
And like coming from like a tiny back to like a recording perspective and like a, you know, what my job is and what my role is, I kind of like that I'm not just like a hardcore guy. In the
I
respect
think
of
it's
like,
good for hardcore bands.
that's what I
as
mean.
well.
That's what I mean. That's in that context. Obviously, it goes without saying like when I'm recording like fucking like
I'm not
any
gonna
of my
lie, I
rappers, it's
think
like, well, obviously I don't want to just be a hardcore guy. But my thing is that the fact that I'm like, so you see what we done with like when we're recording your vocal, right?
Yeah.
We were doing shit where I was blowing out a preamp. I was using 2 mics and blowing out a preamp on one, so you get that fucking dirt. I got that idea from doing that with like, I was doing it with like a rapper on it.
Yeah,
I
do literally sound like a dog on some of it. And you said like DMX, innit?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I do sound like
And
a
it's
wild
like
dog
shit like that.
sometimes.
And then it's like, okay, when it came to, you know, like bro, like we spent time trying to get like Metallica tone and shit. Now obviously that is like adjacent to like fucking hardcore and stuff, but it's like
It is,
it's
but
it's not though. It's not like granted that's part of that world. Like, do you know what I mean?
I think a lot of people attempt and fail. And
Yeah.
no fault
Not
of their
arsehole
own
way,
either.
but, like, it's hard to do,
It's
man.
fucking hard
It took
to
us
get that tone.
time.
But I would say even if it hasn't hit the Metallica tone,
No.
that last solo in that Patience tune,
Yeah.
the new one we wrote,
Yeah.
it really sounds like a Cro-Mags-esque
Well,
lead.
so this is it. This is
and that's
exactly
just
it.
as good for me. Like,
This is the thing. So I was thinking, yeah, like, because we've been talking about doing this record for months, innit? And it was like,
yeah, I just kept on throwing you records.
and that's what I'm saying. And it was like, so I wanted to, this is what I mean about me not being necessarily from it, but like fucking with it, especially when it comes to you guys, because it's a record that I like fucking was like so excited about working on. And it's like, I was kind of like, let me listen to these records, let me take in like these references and let me apply it to my world.
Yeah.
Because there's a reason you're asking me to do it, because you like what I do already.
Yeah,
So it's
course.
like, exactly. So it's like, let me not like run off in the direction of trying to chase this world. Because also the records you're sending me are like, we were having conversations like the drums like this from this record,
it's
where
so
all the guitars
specific.
sound fucking different to like the guitar reference on this record. Do you see what I'm saying? And then it's on me to like, all right, cool, how are you gonna say this?
Dissect how
Exactly.
I was, and that's what I needed though, because
Yeah.
I was being specific.
It's sick,
Like,
though. That's what I'm saying. And that shit paid off. That shit paid off so much. But it's like we were fucking around with like stupid shit for like guitar tone shit that I didn't think would work. Like at first, then kind of ended up on the record. Like it was fun.
I sent that tune to Jonah today. Like when I was talking to him about mixing it.
Yeah, what's he saying?
And he was like, yeah, he said something about the tone, and I was like, you know, he like fucking spent like 3 hours doing the lead tone, innit? And then he was like, what? No, he asked what amps you used, innit? And I went, I'm pretty sure it's 3 amps, and he was like slaving shit. And I was like, I don't really know what that like fully entails. But I know that's what he said to me, and he was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
well, that's the thing. So I kind of things for the lead tone, because I'm just a bit.
It sounds insane.
Because I'm a bit of an asshole, Sometimes it's nice to do some shit that's like kind of hard to do. Like in that like,
well, it's challenging you.
Exactly, fam. In that like, all right, so we've gone for like a straight up. So we got to a point where, full disclosure, we wanted this tone for one rhythm guitar. Then I was like, we want this tone to make space for the vocals. We want this tone for the other rhythm guitar, right? Yeah. And it was like, those are 2 different setups. Then I was like, all right, cool. For the leads, let's make sure that they are sitting exactly where we want them in it, pretty much.
Yeah, I've never seen the achieve. Like, I've never like heard
I've never
a
worked,
record like work this well.
No,
like,
I've never worked so hard to get a lead tone in my life. Like, I was fucking in there, right? So because I kind of thought the obvious starting point in it was like, all right, cool. JCM 800s are an 80s amp, right? It was made in the 80s. We're referencing a lot of 80s fucking music, right? Yeah. Let me just fucking dime that, right? But I've got a 100 watt one in there, right? I thought it was a 50 until I realized, I was like, this ain't a 50 watt, you know? So I was like, oh shit. So I was like, oh fuck it, you know what? I was like, to make this sound good, to push out the frequencies I wanted to push out, I got the right speakers in the cab. I love that cab. It's nice and bright for this shit. It's perfect. But I'm gonna have to do it loud, innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was so fucking loud.
Yeah, I swear you had to like sit out.
No, I did, man. I couldn't hear anything, bro.
Yeah, you were fucked.
It was
but who was it that like played a chord as a joke? While you?
Oh no, I was making Kareem do that, like, cause Fad had to go in.
Oh yeah, Fad had to go.
And I was like, no, don't play something quick. He's like, shut the fuck up, like, no, cause it was like ridiculously loud.
Oh yeah, it sounded like the apocalypse.
Yeah, it was that fucked, and I was like, it's cool, and it was cool. It was usable, and it was cool. It was kind of like it was ballpark for what we wanted, yeah. But it's just not right. Like, it just wasn't right, 100% right. So I was like, oh, fuck that, man. So in the end, I think I was using like a 900, and then I was using, again, time back to Sabbath, I was using like these Laney amps that were like Tony Iommi kind of, his signature range in the 90s. Not desirable amps, like people don't fuck with them.
Okay.
But I really fuck with them.
It really sounded like...
Sleep used them for the first record. So it's like all that shit, but you can like tap in a stupid amount of gain from them, innit? Now, the only thing I don't really like about them, for some reason, just the output of it, like, just weren't kind of hitting right in it. So what I ended up doing was slaving that to a Mesa Boogie, but not like a high gain one, which is traditionally when you slave shit, a lot of the time you're trying to basically get two types of high gain. Trying to get a high gain preamps and then the output stage of another amp, which is also like flavors it, right? I went for a lot of gain from this Laney into like a clean amp to slave it, and it just gave it like a little more clarity. And then I actually put it through a combo, like the cab of a combo, which is like not something you really do.
Yeah, that's quite odd, isn't it?
It's fucking weird, man. And I was like, oh, let me mic this up. I think to mic it though, I use something kind of simple. But yeah, man, it fucking
I'm not
works.
gonna lie.
3 amps. So 900.
Some of the solos on this record sound
Kareem said fucking
insane.
He said it's fucking yeah.
That the one on the title track as well.
Yeah.
He like the first note sounds so fucking classic, man.
My fucking epic speech about guitar tones is gonna be bare frantic because I was dying
What's
for
that?
piss. My speech about guitar tones, I'm gonna be like,
No,
yes, I used the Mr. Big and the Laney, I was pissed.
You weren't like that at all, bro.
But yeah, no. I think, considering we had like 5 days, yeah.
I actually think it was.
The
You know
perfect
what the issue was before? Couple of people were like, yo, do we really need 5 days? And I went off on them. And I was like, bruv, we need to utilize every day we got.
This is the thing,
like,
I like
if you want your record to be legit and take you to the next level, you actually got to take it seriously.
That's it. And like, I mean, I get it, innit? Because it is expensive, innit, to do it like that. But
that's what it is.
It's one of those ones where the kind of like those hours of like, this is, I think we've kind of recording and stuff, it's like you're talking about all the changes and all the decisions are like fundamentally probably like 5% changes max. Like, you know what I mean is that you have your song, you have your arrangement, right?
Yeah.
Like, remember when we were like, let's put in that bass part, right?
Okay.
That's gonna change how someone enjoys the song by like 1-2%, right?
Yeah, it's only gonna, if you're like someone that loves bass drums, it's gonna make you love it.
Exactly.
Like someone like Meg might message me and be like, that bass drum was worth it. Like,
exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Now, that me dialing in that lead tone, instead of using a fucking dying fucking JCM 800 and blowing out my eardrums, like, which I did anyway, like, that will make someone enjoy it by like 1-2% more. So that's already, say with both of those, that's a 4% change, right? Me setting up a mid-side thing in front of all of these things, right? All of these little decisions, you're like 2% changes, right? You do fucking 20 of them though.
Yeah,
that's a big fucking change. Now, you can't do 20 of them if we just mashed out a recording in 2 days. It's like,
no chance.
That's the thing. It's like, yo, I need to put up the mics. We need to get these takes done by this time.
We did it the right way, man.
I think we did, and like,
we spaced it well.
That's the thing, and I mean, we were tired. Like, obviously, there were certain days where
I still feel spaced out.
Yeah, that's fucking.
I've never done that before, so it's quite alien to me. And I obviously was staying in people's yards and stuff, and probably going out for too long in the evenings and stuff. But it was good fun, you know.
No, it was, man.
And the final sort of.
I'm probably happy with it.
It's gonna be nuts
I'm
because
probably
it
happy
sounds
with it.
like some people might even release that without a mix. It's that good. I feel like.
My goal now is when I have that much time to work on a project though is to have like get everything to a point where everything's sitting well enough that like mixing it. This is what I mean about not wanting to listen to it till it's mastered. Like mixing it is actually more of a collaborative thing rather than a save the project thing and make it listenable. It's like, yo, let's actually add.
Yeah, I do feel like
process.
Last time
there was an element
when
of
we
that.
finished, I actually like I'm not in a deep
Nah,
way.
but it was just like it weren't there.
I was
upset.
There. Like I was like not at you.
No, but
I was just
we didn't
like
have time.
I've never recorded before.
Yeah, we didn't have time
and
to
I
like
didn't
fucking
realize like that there would after you record, like,
there's like
it's
a whole other process. Yeah.
And it just sounded so dry.
Yeah. We didn't have
like
any
Will,
just done
like,
his
fucking
his
gave
thing.
it so much life. And stuff. Like,
and I was
about bad reaction.
Yeah.
But this one is just a different game. Man.
That's the thing, man. I mean, and it's also like, I mean, that's testament to what honestly is so much to do with the equipment now because I'm the fucking same engineer. I don't know that much more shit. Like, I'm obviously over time you pick up little tricks here and there, right?
I think
but like fundamentally though, that old spot, right? The equipment I had was alright in it, but like I had basically when we did that, I had one nice mic, right?
Yeah, I remember you
had
didn't
one
have a
nice
lot
mic,
at that
and I
time.
fucking would use that on everything, right? So even it's cool and it was a good mic. It was one of these actually. I still use it on everything. But like, you know, it's like that was the option. And like we have to make that. I have to use this sound. And I have to use this one fucking type of preamp that I have to use this one set of EQs. And I have to try and make it as good as possible in it.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't really know how to do that. It's quite hard to do anyway. Like you're up against a lot in it. That's what I'm trying to say is that like I was kind of up against a lot. Whereas now it's like I'm able to choose of like 5 different options for each thing, each fucking mic. I've got a couple EQ options. I've got how many preamps, how many types of compression, all these things, and they make huge difference.
Makes it more like exciting for you as well.
It's fun, man. It's more creative.
Like, okay, now I can
instead of being like in a corner, you're like, yo, like
I mic things.
Exactly.
Experiment with like different
and it's better because you're like, yo, like these drums sound good. Like as in like when we finish tracking drums, like this is already a huge drum sound. It's kind of it's now
you were already ready to know that it was gonna sound like.
Well, yeah, it's like you're kind of working at okay. Now it's just down to how do you want to make the drum sound this big the entire time, or do you want to like create dynamics by the drum? You know what I mean? It's like those are all options I kind of now have. Whereas that before, it's hard. Like it was fucking difficult because it's like, bruv, like I only had X amount of channels. I just didn't really know like. I didn't know how much of a difference this will make, but each mic, like I say, these are 2% fucking changes, man. And like we use how many? I think we used like, I don't know. We didn't use that many on the drums, but I think it was maybe like, I don't know, fucking.
The drums.
11 mics on the drums or some shit. 10, 11. Yeah, because I thought about it a lot to be honest before we started doing it. But like, my point is, those are 11 different microphones that I would utilize in a different way to before. So like, and the kit is way nicer as well. Fucking, do you know what I mean? Obviously, Sean has been a consistently great drummer.
He's
for like
pretty
the whole
consistent.
time.
I can't really speak his like praises.
He's easy to record, isn't it? So it's like it's on. I knew I could kind of shape the shit, but then, you know, like obviously it's probably about quite a boring conversation for everyone else banging on about this record. But for me, the key thing for me was like kind of leaning into trying to create something that was like because with micromoon, one of the struggles we have is that it's a lot of it is completely unfamiliar on it. So a lot of people like trying to find like an entry point is quite hard, right? So for this record, I was like, let's make something that is original, that you man are bringing your original thing, but sounds. A lot of the sounds are familiar and people are like classic, this exactly fam. And trying to striving to make a classic record is fucking hard, man.
It's really hard.
It's hard because you can overproduce it, you can undercook it. There's like, it's really hard. So like, I mean, obviously it's the mixing and mastering are gonna do their thing, but
I mean, like right now we could be incredibly wrong.
We could be.
I could like be sitting here in like 4 months time like, wow, no one liked it. But
Yeah.
everybody
Where
I've given a little sneaky peek to has been
they
like,
think
this
they say
is
you man
incredible.
leveled up. Yeah, and I'm really proud of the fact that we were that ambitious rather than just kind of like, it's easy to be like, hardcore sounds like this, so Mastermind should sound like this, whereas I'm there like, hardcore sounds like this and this and this, and Mastermind could sound like this. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like drawing from all of that. It was cool. It was definitely like one of the most fun projects I've fucking like worked on by far. It's allowing to apply that detail, because obviously I still do a lot of work that's like massively under time constraints, and like obviously that is tied into people's budget and shit, and like that's cool in it, and I get that, but obviously that does have an impact to how the shit turns out. As much as we try and make it not happen, it's like, bro, if you've only got one day and you got a lot of work to do, you're not able to experiment in the same way.
That's like I had the luck, the advantage of being able to call my dad on that Monday night and be like, look, I'm gonna have to take the day off.
That is exactly a prime example though. We probably could have got them last 2 songs.
It wouldn't have been good though.
But it wouldn't have been good. It would have been.
That day we had a lot of time to record the bass.
Exactly.
Get Ray's. Get.
This is my point.
Maybe I shouldn't be saying that. I don't know, but get Ray on a song.
No, it's like he's obviously, bro. He's on Instagram.
Yeah, it's cool, man. But like, it's not a big deal.
I think that like it's also one of them ones. Yeah, and that's exactly it. It's like at this point where we're at, like obviously we've all been making music for a while. It's like no longer should we really be aiming for like passable. Like, oh, this is good enough. It's like no more possible shit. It's like, yo, how do we actually create something that's like,
to be fair,
like truly like remarkable in the sense of like people want to comment on it. I mean, like they want to make.
To be fair, like I look back at Bad Reaction, I would feel like, this is.
I love it.
The good songs on there, right? But let me speak quickly about it. Yeah. I do think that. I feel a lot of people give me way too much props for that one. Like, I just think that if that is the case, that it's that good, this is going to be fucking next level.
No, I think so.
The level is different now. Like, the songwriting is way better.
Yeah, like, my feelings about that, and I really like, again, like, I'm saying all this shit, like, we should aim for remarkable now. I'm not saying that when you start a band, you should go straight in and be perfectionist. Yeah. No, you should not do that. You shouldn't do that. You need to. My point is, at this point in the fucking the Mastermind journey, at this point in the micromoon journey, less so for micromoon, to be honest, less so for us, because it's not an OP. It's not an OP, so it's like it has a different role for me anyway. But like, when you start and what Bad Reaction was, and even what the promo was, because I like that shit, man. I'm like fucking proud of that shit.
Yeah, people love the promo.
It's fucking great songs, man. And but what we did with them, you know what I mean? But like, do you know what I mean? Little son. But like, I think they were like, it's kind of like the energy was of it that I like, and it does come across is that we just pulled up, we backed this out, and that's what we just backed out. Like what? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's fucked.
The promo was like that.
Do you see what I'm saying? The fact that you can just back that out and it still be like mad is a thing.
And that's 100% what happened.
Exactly. But,
and with that new song, that's what happened again.
Exactly. But what I would say though is that you man already got a reputation as people that can just back out like some fucking high energy, like crazy shit. It's
I suppose so.
You don't have the reputation yet of being able to deliver what you have now delivered.
Like
exactly.
An LP,
exactly. Like, and that's and an LP that sits there as well. Like, cause you man, all your shit at the moment is like sitting here, and you have that reputation there. When you got both of them, like we're talking about Chubby innit, and that lot. Okay, like, you know, the songs are fucking great, but it's like the live thing, being able to consistently deliver that brings a whole different element, or vice versa. Probably vice versa for most people. They have a reputation of being like a sick live band, but then to be able to deliver that in the studio and have a mix and a master that sounds that fucking good is mad, innit? Do you know what I mean? And it's
I think it will always be the live thing, though.
No,
like, you're right.
Yeah, but bro, I'm talking. Yeah, but I'm talking like you know, I always think of this shit in like because I still love listening to all my fucking 60s records and shit. I can't see them, innit?
Of course.
And if you do, like, you know what I mean? It's like, with all due respect, innit? You know what I mean? It's not the same.
Not
innit?
the same as
It's
it used to be, kind of.
So it's kind of like one of them ones where these records have to sit in a place where it's they are delivering that shit, like where it's like they are they not necessarily they don't need to mirror the live experience, but they need to be a part of this time. Yeah, exactly. Capture this time, capture something that, you know, you're trying to create at this time. And you know what I mean? And kind of add something to your current shit, and also something that stands up against the future shit. And that's that kind of depth. When I'm working on a record like this, I'm trying to bring at this point, rather than just like, oh, let me record these drums and make sure they don't sound like shit, which it was before. You know what I mean? It's like, I just hope they don't sound bad. It's like the fucking benchmark. Whereas now it's like, okay, I know I can fucking like try and do some weird shit. And kind of push some shit out there and like take it there. But yeah, but it's exciting. What do you think? When are you kind of thinking you want to like have it out in your head? Like, nothing confirmed,
obviously.
Like,
ideal world, it'd be out next week, but it's not gonna happen.
Like, I wish.
No. Like, even like, I'd love it if it was like fucking Christmas, but it's not gonna happen. Like, I think February, from what I know, it's February. Yeah. But that's what
conversations. It could change in it. But
hopefully it might be January,
February. Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
That'd be cool.
New Year's record. Drop it, and hopefully there's no more like new pandemics that happen and ruin everybody's life. It's not gonna happen because
I feel pretty good about it now.
Shit's coming out now that's a bit dodge, where you're like, most young people are completely like fine. So
I feel good about it. I feel like we're pretty.
I feel pretty good about it.
People have already done like a lot of stuff.
I'm gonna go like deep into it.
It's boring.
Some man tried to cancel me for being like.
Whatever, just allow it. Just allow it.
Or not. Like, I'm just not.
You know what I mean? It's one of them. It's one of them. It's one of them that everyone like has like a thing about. But like, all I would say is that like, in our kind of like context of us trying to like push music and do music shit, people have been able to push music and do music shit for a couple months now.
The month.
So
these
I'm
2 months have been
hoping
amazing.
exactly. I'm kind of hoping that, you know, that doesn't get completely fucked up.
It's not gonna.
I don't think it will.
It's just not gonna.
I don't think it will. So, and then we can just fucking enjoy some shit that we got coming up. You know what I mean? But so I mean, you got so that's coming out February, and then how many shows can you announce that you got? Well, are you doing Damages Done?
Yeah, we're on Damages Done.
What day are you guys doing?
The Friday, because there's a Thursday and
it's
then
Thursday, Friday.
We're doing on the Thursday.
No, we're doing Saturday night.
Oh, sick! Yeah.
You coming?
Yeah, of course.
Come on. Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Smoke a few.
That is gonna be a fun one. Yeah,
you know, like on a real though, like Jon Osborne from Mastermind fucks with Tuco. Like. The other night we were.
No, I heard you singing along.
And I'm just like singing along, and they're all cracking up, innit? And I was like,
well, she was
why are you cracking up though? Like,
you're like, bro, she's like, man. But
sick voice, sick style.
Honestly,
just reminds me of like
she is like
good R&B and stuff.
I don't even want to gas her up because she'll get onto me in it. That's like my little sister. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I can't. If I gas her up too much, she'll just piss me off. But like, it goes without saying, she is like, she's one of those people that you work with and you're just like, everyone's gonna like this.
This is wow.
Because this is fucking sick. Like, wow. I'll play you some shit that we were, like, I was trying to mix it last night.
It's fucking
like, she was here with Island of Love last night. And, yeah, man. She honestly, out of everyone I know, could really do whatever the fuck she wants, like with this music thing. Her talent has zero limits of taking her in any direction.
Someone's gonna notice her soon.
What she's already done is mad. Like, how many of us like? Okay, Meg was on that fucked up record as well, but like,
that fucked up.
Tuco really dropped one song and jumped on a fucking fucked up record. Like, already that's mad, isn't it? Like, already that's wild. And then obviously her like follow up, and then I'll show you the shit we've been working on. It's like, she can really, like, she really has the whole kind of world at her feet of like shit that she wants to do, and it's kind of down to like all of us to like make sure she gets the opportunities too.
Yeah,
but,
I
like,
think people like underestimate how hard, like, the way she like throws out vocals.
It's because it's not hard for her. That's the annoying part.
Yeah, she just makes it easy.
It's so annoying.
But that shit's sick, man. Like flipping to like head voice and stuff. That shit is so impressive.
It's fucked. It's fucked. Like her ability is fucked, and like she writes like really fucking well as well, and like it's like even because we've been kind of like fucking around with like just demoing stuff here for like the last month or so. Like we've only done it like twice where we've smashed it out, but they were like, I think it was like 2 weeks in a row where we kind of come in and we'd have nothing, right? And it would be like, yo, like let's make some shit.
Right.
And be like, how the fuck do you just like make something in it? Yeah, it's hard, right? So what we were doing was fucking around with like tempos, right? Literally just picking a tempo in it, like wherever the fuck it would be. And then it'd be like, alright, what drums do you kind of like a really basic drum loop on some shit. So we were like ripping off some Jeff Buckley shit, and I deliberately like dumbed it down, partly because like man's not that nice for it. But like I did kind of want it to be a bit simple on it, and I've been recording it with just 2 mics, right? So it sounds a certain way. Like you know those 2 mics I used at the front for Sean shit, just them in it, just that. And then I'd put
isolated.
Yeah, like just really open kind of sound as just to fucking start with, right? And then I get Tuka in there, and then what we'd either start with the scales with drums first, but then she would just sing scales for like 2 minutes, like just literally like on all different types of scales that she knows, and obviously she can just hit them, right? Then we kind of like, alright, let's fucking chop this out. I'm gonna make a drum loop just out of this part, because the rest of it's probably me fucking up. And then we're gonna take this part of the scale and fucking chop that shit out. More time I leave that entire take of her singing scales in, and then it's like, alright, cool. Now we got a little something going around. Like then I'll like plug in my little fucking Juno thing. She fuck around with like a weird kind of bass line type thing that's not, and then it's like before you know it, like you got like a little kind of structure, like and then boom. Right, she can just fucking me and her just like
what lyrics? Yeah, it's straight.
Bang it out and just fucking bang it out that night. Like just
That's
fucking
so sick.
Yeah, and then within like 2-3 hours you got like a song that you're like, alright, this starts in your head as this is a demo, and then now I'm like, yeah. And then yesterday I slapped some more drums on it. Like I'll play the thing just like that we got, but I slapped like a little kind of like real simple shit, and like but it's like very different to what she's done so far.
Okay.
But anyone that knows Tuka, anyone that knows like how she works, it makes complete sense. That like, you know what I mean? Because the amount of music she listens to is fucking nuts, bro. As well, she fucks with like so much fucking weird shit that you wouldn't think. Like the preconceptions of what like, you know, a girl of her age with that voice listens to is not. Like, it's not what she listens to, bro. It's have
their silly kind of.
Yeah, it's just like, and she hasn't. I don't think she's really got too much interest of like working or operating in that world that sounds like that as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Of like just great female singers, like being just another great female singer is like, that's cool, innit? Like
but you can get like you can get like
boxed in.
Boxed in and like molded to what some fucking big old
exactly. And
she's
she's already had like too much fun working with like, I mean, you got to think about her production team before. I mean, essentially Liam, innit? So you're working with fucking Split Knuckle, essentially. You know what I mean? It's like, that's fun. Like you know what I mean? Making different shit, but like having the option of like, yo, like this is what these people do on a day to day. It's like her band now. It's like Nadeem produces for my boy Grizzy, and just does a bunch of shit. Now Nadeem's someone I fucking knew way before Grizzy, that we grew up together and stuff. But he kind of he taught himself classical piano and shit. Wow. And then now he's like a producer, right? And does like makes all types of beats. Then you got fucking half a Split Knuckle with Christy and Liam, and you know how much weird music Christy makes as well as Liam.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I swear I played like, we have like a work playlist, and every now and again I'll queue up a song or something. So like that shit will go on there. But every now and again, like I've like thrown like Getaway on there. My brother's like, is this the same people? And I'm like,
like how the fuck?
Yeah, it is, but it's nuts, a different band. Like, but nuts, you can hear it.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Like because
especially they're both like sort of entwined a little bit.
Do you know what I mean?
A little bit. Some of that sound.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like there's definitely read across.
The bass lines and stuff.
But this is the thing. There's read across, but people don't really understand where it is. And like, I mean, her live band's fucking. I'm like the fucking oh, bro, I feel so like lumpy and shit in that band. Cause like I'm like, we don't rehearse that often. Like we don't rehearse that often because them man don't need to innit. I fucking do, bro. Because bro, like Christian Liam, yeah, bro, like you know what I mean. Nadim, Tuka, and I'm just there like. Like, bro, just eating a fucking.
I think
fat
you
dick
like.
on the
Let's
drums.
all be honest. You are sort of shitting on yourself a little bit,
Bro,
but like,
it's not. But honestly, like, but
you
it's
got
like
crisp,
there's a
crisp
different
playing,
there's a
like,
different
style, like.
there's a different level. For me to play drums and shit, like when I write drum parts, like I'm not like a drummer. You get me? Like I like playing. I like making music, innit? I don't love drums.
Beats
I don't. Yeah, exactly. I don't love drums. I'm not someone like Seb, right? Or even Joey. It's called Joey, right?
Yeah.
Loves drums, innit? And those guys.
Seb loves the drums.
Bro, Alex Wizard, for example. You see when Alex Wizard plays drums.
Yeah.
Like we were talking the other day about like, bro, every fucking rim shot. Sick.
It's absolutely on point.
Ridiculous,
like,
innit? Ridiculous. That motherfucker loves drums, innit?
Yeah.
I don't love drums, bro. Like, you get me?
Love them,
I don't love drums. Like, and like, that's, bro, of course that's not shitting on people that do. I love working with motherfuckers that love drums because it's like great, innit? I like writing parts that I then play on the drums, innit? Which is cool. And I'm very proud of like what we do in micromoon, blah, blah, blah. I'm proud of what I do, innit? Yeah, cool. However, when it's like, yo, when it's someone else's songs and it's like, yeah, you got to slow in and fill these parts, it's not something I do that regularly. And it's something I kind of struggle with, to be honest. Like, it's not something that comes easily. And two situations like that, innit? If we're working on like the old shit, like unfolding or whatever, it takes me longer than people think it would take me to like unpick these parts.
Okay.
Because because I'm listening to bass lines and shit, what my kind of Benjamin's default setting to do under those bass lines is not the song. Do you know what I mean?
How it's wrote,
exactly.
Right?
And in that case, Liam's parts are way better than anything I would fucking my default bullshit. You know what I mean? Like
he's got like a lot. He does play cool bass lines and stuff.
Yeah,
that's
like,
what I mean. Like that's
for sure. So
it's not like just playing like 3 chords or some shit.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
So I've definitely got to fucking sharpen up. That's one of the few times I've actually considered like doing like solo like fucking drum practices and shit, because I'm fucking lazy as shit when it comes to playing drums.
That's the maddest thing about with Sean.
Yeah.
Guy doesn't ever get to practice.
Fuck.
Like literally
That's
ever.
crazy. Yeah.
Like honestly.
That's fucked.
He like practices when
fucking...
we practice all together.
Yeah, I mean same.
And
yeah.
he just plays when he gets
there.
there.
But the thing is, we practice a lot. How often do you guys practice?
Nah, not a lot.
Yeah,
like really, like we practice like probably every 2 weeks or something. Like, and that's only when we're leading up to like a gig.
Right, yeah.
When there's no gig or there's no
like
recording, it's not happening.
Yeah, like I mean, we practice. I mean, now we practice weekly, and we missed last week because obviously we were working on record and stuff. But like. We were kind of similar for a while. But this last year hasn't been a complete, obviously it's very different way
it's been different.
But like, for us, it was like, yo, micromoon exists and like, let's take it fucking serious. So we did like, bro, we were in my fucking mom's house for like, we there for a month, right? It was 3 weeks, right? And we did like, I think we were on about 6 hours a day of practice. Every day for those 3 weeks, just to like, because we were.
But that does so much for your like playing, like it's just like second nature.
Muscle memory, especially with drums, is really important. Like muscle memory and shit. So like, what that did for us was like, that set is now like, you know, it's like we were talking about like exercise earlier, innit? Like doing all that fucking weights and push-ups and running, all of that shit. The first time you do it, you're like, it's fucking kills, innit? But like, once you've done it once, even if you don't do it for a while, you've kind of like
come back to it.
You're still. It's not like you're starting at zero again. So
muscle memory, innit?
100%. So it is worth doing, innit? It's like, it's just obviously logistically, it's a lot harder for other people because not everyone owns a fucking studio. You get me?
Yeah, that's the thing, man.
So I do get it, but like, it's fucking not. Nah, man. Honestly, Sean fucking bodied them fucking drums, man. Because drums are honestly the one. In the recording process, the thing that I stress about the most. I stress about it the most, like recording them, because I'm like, you don't want to, they're annoying to dial in, like as in to get everything to sound good. You don't want to tire out someone fucking trying to dial in like fucking rack tom, innit? Like you don't just want them sitting there, they're ready, fucking pumped up, ready to record, going, Yeah, exactly. For like, it's just bullshit,
Like,
innit?
10
So it's like
minutes.
you're trying to like kind of like balance out getting a good sound, and then also like fucking hell, like it's just not like physically it's a hard instrument to play, innit? Like,
Yeah, it's like
you
knackering.
exactly
Innit?
like think about recording. So recording, yeah, you have to you have to fucking basically do a bunch of tests on the kit, which take a toll. Like they do. It's not crazy, but they take a toll. Then, say if you mess up the first take, you're playing the length of a set twice, essentially. Like if you do everything on the second take, which you probably won't do.
No.
It's like you're playing easily like 2 sets, and also you're not like playing them fucking back to back. You don't get adrenaline in the same way. You have to bring your own energy.
That's when like
it's
I
hard,
think
man.
people like underestimate what it is like recording in a band. Like, I think like people don't like I don't even think about that enough because I'm not a drummer. But like the you have to have a bit of like you have to be a bit not crazy, but like.
Oh, you have to do weird shit though.
You have to be able to like get
pump
into
yourself up.
because like how the fuck are you? Like
It's so dumb. It's like
it's
honestly,
actually long. Like
it's long. Like
if you get like a fucking song wrong, you got to play it like 4 times in a row.
And like also like as well like it's. Bro, I think about this a lot. Yeah, recently I was like, do you ever just deep? Yeah, like obviously we all like love music. Yeah, do you ever just deep how fucking stupid it is? Like as in like what we do, as in like bro, we're grown men. Yeah, just putting on voices. Like
it is fucking
like,
strange.
Do you know what I mean? And when you're recording, that's when all of that kind of attitude seeps in. You're like, yo, like why the fuck am I just like on a mat like? I call that E70. Like, you get what I mean? It's like, bro, and I love that I do that, but like, you have to, like, these are the mental battles. Like, I mean, that's my job to like make sure that is as comfortable as possible. Like me staring at you from a control room, your headphone levels are comfortable, all of that shit's comfortable, so you can just fucking hammer the takes rather than just being like, the fuck is this guy doing? You know what I mean? Like, cause it's weird, brother. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's weird as well. Like, they're all like, you smashed those vocal takes. I'm like, I didn't have to really do much, did I? Like, I've been sitting around for 4 days. Like.
Yeah, but you fuck, bro. To be honest, compared to like I've worked with other bands where it's a similar dynamic where it's like you track vocals, innit? Like that's your job is to track vocals, bruv. You did the scratch on the first day, you played bass on the second day. You send me references. We were talking for months about references. Like, think of the amount of groundwork and actual work that you put in to the record. Then it wasn't just
don't
like
really think about it.
It's not like you just pulled up on day 4 and we're like,
that's why I did not want to do that. Like, I wouldn't be able to trust those guys. Let's be honest, though, that record wouldn't sound like that if I wasn't there from day dot. Like, let's be honest.
So it's good, and it is good to have like some consistency across the whole record as well. Someone like overseeing some shit. Yeah, like that's the thing.
But I come in like thinking like I could like sort of like be like on this record, like help you produce it. And then I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do that.
But you did though. You did.
But like,
what production is, and not because engineering and production
like sort of produced the band.
But essentially that's what it is though. Like, I mean, because like there's a difference between like so predominantly, I'm an engineer in it. Whereas Jonah is an engineer and a producer. Jonah fucking produces. Like, as in, like, Jonah will bounce ideas off and really bring something to the table. And now that's obviously because he's got great knowledge of how many instruments, music theory, all of this was in it. Like, I have zero fucking knowledge about, like, and the guy is just fucking, he just knows so much more music than all of us in it. It's crazy. So, he's a producer, you get me? Whereas I'm like, I just plug shit in and make it sound alright, you get me? Like, so you, like, I don't, there's certain lines that, like, I don't really tend to cross on, like, recording. I mean, less so with you guys, because, like, obviously we know each other. But, like, but, like, at the same time, I still wouldn't make too many creative decisions. You get me? Like,
of course.
It's not,
because
you're
not gonna be like, Karim, try this kind of solo.
Yeah, probably not. Exactly. Like, maybe a little bit here and there, but like in my head, I'd be like, I'm rolling the dice by putting this out there because it's not my job. Whereas like someone like Jonah, because it's what they do and what they do so well, and because they have such a fucking mad depth of understanding, like they can do that. Do you know what I mean? And because like fucking 9 times out of 10, it is an improvement,
well,
isn't
it
it?
works,
Whereas for me, I'm like, there's no way I know better than Kareem, like, what his solo can sound like. That's because I just don't know this shit, or know better than you, because you had the fucking idea of what, like, it's in your head. But, you know, like, yeah, like, I wouldn't, like, I'm recorded the record, like, I engineered the record, but I definitely didn't produce this record at all, like, do you know what I mean? It's like, fucking, such a different thing. So 100%, you being there for the whole thing did, like, bring a lot of fucking direction to it. And it's also like
weird process, man.
Weird process.
It's just a weird process. Recording's weird process.
Yeah.
Don't want to talk about Mastermind too much, man.
Why, bro? That's like, all everyone's gonna want to hear about. Bro, I go fuck it, bro. Week in, week out, me going, oh yeah, fucking micromoon got a new single coming out, like. What's come out? So listen to it. But you know what I mean?
Shoot shit at it.
yeah. But like, that's the fucking. That is like the fucking people. I always think like, oh, no one gives a shit about like the specifics of recording and stuff like that. But then
it is really interesting.
I mean, it's one of them ones. I hope so, because like, this is the thing. Jonah goes to me like, because I've been doing stupid shit. You haven't
been talking about it that much.
I don't talk about it that much, and also I've been doing stupid shit like
that's
when
why
I'm recording.
I feel a bit like, maybe we're not talking about other stuff.
No one listens to this anyway.
They fucking do. I do.
That's what I'm saying. No one outside the man listens.
No, I'm gonna have to listen to my
no one who's fucking like been on here, who hasn't been on here listens to this.
Yeah,
you know them ones. Probably. It's you, Christy. Fucking, you know what I mean? But no. But like what I've been trying to do recently is like kind of weird shit that like just like put out like what the signal chains are and shit. Like when I'm recording, I was doing it for you guys. Like like Fad's bass tone, I'm splitting this through a shred master, doing weird shit. Because it's like, bruv, I wish that someone like did that. And me and Jonah spoke about it. He's like,
broke it down a little bit.
Yeah, like just like, because fam, I'm not on some gatekeeping shit. Like, you get me? It's like, if people want to learn how to do this shit, I'm trying to hide shit. It's like, and also it's a flex. It's a flex that I have all this cool equipment. Why not show it off, innit? So, I mean, like, it's hard to know how interested those people will be about like the technical side of shit, but for the people that are, that shit is, because I've been that person, that shit is gold dust. Like, knowing that you can do it that way.
Man.
Like,
I find it well interesting.
Do you know what I mean? But it's and people, of course, people want to hear about Mastermind, because you man, like I said, like, you man exist in like a bit of a fucking weird kind of space in this shit. It's like you're from fucking Croydon. There's not too many people in this shit who are from Croydon. Unless
still want to put a show on.
You should do that.
Found a couple of spots. There's like one spot that's in like a proper sick place as well. It's just like it just looks like it's like for like it's literally just like a party hall, like, but it's like right. But it's definitely like got like gospel people using it and stuff for church and stuff.
Bro, you could make sure you book it once, because they'll never have you back.
You know what? I rang him and he was like, I think he was like, never people never ring him or something. Yeah. And I was like, yo, I'm just gonna warn you now, like, I want to give you a disclaimer.
Yeah, it's gonna be rowdy as fuck.
It's gonna be fucking rowdy, and there's gonna be a bunch of weirdos about. Yeah. What do you think? And he was like, oh yeah, we put on crazy shit. And I was like, maybe he has like crime nights or something that go
that's
off
the thing. That's it.
People like throwing themselves across the room there or something. I don't know. I'm
like fully. There's nothing more like nothing gets me more gassed than shows in places that they haven't been shows on before.
That's what I think as well.
That's why I was so gassed about that Third Man shit. Like with Anna the Love, I was like,
that shit. I never went to. I've been to Soho like 3 times in my life, right? The photos and videos of that, it fully looks like Gotham or some shit. It doesn't even look like a real road.
That's what I mean. It's crazy.
I was like, this looks like some dream world.
Yeah, it's what I mean, man. It's like, because what that does, honestly, that has so much, like, I ain't trying to shit on people holding regular nights in places that are already established, isn't it? It's important. It is important that they do that. However, You know what else is important, fam? Doing weird shit, bro.
Yeah, discovering new places.
Exactly,
like,
because you're opening up a whole new avenue.
As well.
Totally different. But culturally,
there's places that I don't love that we play.
Yeah, same. I don't like playing New Cross Inn. Like, I don't
that's
care.
The one place I was gonna say.
It's like, fam,
I actually like the area. Like,
yeah,
I like the road. The road's
like,
fucking badass. There's good
food.
food.
Yeah, like,
you can get a good like fucking jerk chicken.
But
down there.
for me, I'm just there like, bruv, like. I just don't like it, innit? Like, as in, like, it's done. You know, my thing is, the type of show you're gonna play. Yeah.
The space is wrong because it's too wide.
Yeah.
And you end up getting too many people standing outside a lot.
Yeah.
And then the sound is also a bit dry. Like, I don't feel
it's
like
hit or miss, bro.
It's really
most
hit
of
or
the
miss.
time miss, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some good shows there.
Yeah.
But I don't love it there.
That Blind Authority shit there was like the peak of what.
That's why. But it was because it was so filled out. Exactly. I feel like the music travels different when the room's full.
For sure. I mean, acoustically, 100%.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but like,
I just mean like it definitely
notices.
Like it makes it.
And to be honest, like they were like, I mean, that
an animal at that point.
Yeah, they're fucking unbelievable band. Like the way they sit, like that was always gonna be a great show wherever it was, but. That it was good then. It did stand up then. But for me, I'm there like culturally, like what that would do, yeah. If you put on a show in Croydon, for example, yeah, like the chances of someone who has 0 reference points for Mastermind's world, yeah, coming across it, and them people being similar to the person you were 10 years ago, and giving them an info are so much higher than you playing New Cross Inn.
Yeah, that's the thing. You might get the random like person.
That's what's important.
Come through.
Yeah.
It's from Croydon.
That's what I mean.
And like it just blows up.
Exactly,
and
there's
just fucking Croydon scene.
Exactly, bro. It's like,
I know it's unlikely, but
no,
it could happen.
Why is it though? Is it really though? Because like, how else do you have entry points into underground music? Where are they? Because they're not everywhere. Like people, and that is something that kind of does piss me off a little bit. That like people get a little bit complacent about creating those entry points because they think, because all their friends are in underground music, so they're like, oh well, all my friends are here already.
Yeah.
And I really don't feel that way. I feel like
make it bigger.
Yeah, expand it. It's better. Yeah. It's better for everyone. The more people involved.
Bring
I know. Maybe people
like,
disagree with that, but like I do think that like the more new people in this shit, the better. And like I know. I
do quite like the idea of like some fucking. I don't have a issue with like some.
Yes, boss.
Well,
Spence, AV services. No, we're talking about how like new people coming into underground
I'm fully
music.
like out for that shit. Like it gets boring if new people don't come.
Exactly.
Like I feel like the music gets stagnant as well.
100%. I mean, I always guess it up because the way my whole thing kind of like the whole Fuzzbrain world kind of came about was like an influx of people. Like, I mean, even us knowing each other is purely because Thad went college with like Dan and that lot. To be honest, the only reason I know Dan and that lot is through Thad.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's crazy, and it's like if you don't have those links, none of this shit happens. Like if you just exist in like the underground music world, and you're like, oh well, all my friends are here, so we just keep putting on the same stuff in the same places.
It's gonna get kind of stagnant after a while.
I'm not about it. I don't really have too much interest. There's not gonna be that much process. There's not gonna be that many new sounds.
Like, obviously, with hardcore and stuff, like it obviously doesn't stagnate too much because bands tour, so they go across like countries and stuff, and there's all these pockets of scenes.
Yeah.
So it's not boring because you know people from like Belgium and stuff, and then they come to shows over here, so it makes it kind of fresh.
Yeah.
But I also think like,
sonically though.
Yeah, sonically, but then again, it doesn't
you're
because
right,
that man from Belgium
it brings his own thing.
might come fucking London one year and stay in London for a year.
And we're basically just talking about Nicky Rat.
Well, I wasn't gonna say, but
Look, the scratch playing Nicky Rap, what happened? Russo though, but it's and that is sick. Yeah, it's true. But I do feel like but this is the thing, man. This is coming from me being someone that hasn't left London as much as I should have in it. I've never toured in it. We played fucking Berlin once. It's the only time Micromoon played outside of London. Yeah, it's crazy in it. But like, we haven't done that, so we don't have any other links. I mean, for Micromoon and Fuzzbrain generally, it's like we don't really know that many people outside Essex and East London. But what we do know is fucking bare people from different shit within London. And I look at it as like, yo, like we could, if everyone kind of like pooled their resources and who they know with this shit, you could do some like crazy shit. You know what I mean? And that's started to happen already. Like, what I mean is like, bro, like, I mean, Hoodstock obviously it didn't work out because like the whole Rona thing with you guys, but like you Mastermind playing on stage with Tupac, like, do you know what I mean? It's like that's kind of crazy. But most people's expectations of what like music is like, but for us it's like why wouldn't that happen? Do you know what I mean? It just makes perfect sense. And it's like giving people an into that is something that is just sick. Like if you can make it happen, and like being as well. Croydon, Walthamstow, there's a lot of read across from these areas in that people don't view making music as part of their lives. They view it as something that other people get to do.
Yeah, it's like a luxury.
Yeah, no, well, exactly. That's exactly the right word, bro. It's like it's not a necessity. It's a luxury. It's an indulgence.
Yeah. People and when they find out you do make music,
they're like, how the fuck do you do that?
How do you do it?
Exactly. Like, now my thing is, no better world, is better showing motherfuckers how you do that than underground music, innit? Because you look at like, say if you just watch like chart music or like the Brits or whatever, or like, or even just like big music videos and stuff, you're like, this is unattainable, fam. It's just like, fucking how the fuck do I get from me not having anything to me doing that? Whereas with underground music, it's like, they right there. Like, they're using equipment. Well, I mean, sometimes, obviously, if you're Micromoon, you use cool shit in it. But even then... Most
of the time, it's cheap.
Yeah, most of the time, it's cheap shit. And even then, the fact that if you know about Micromoon, you're very close to knowing about Fuzzbrain Studios, and Fuzzbrain Studios gives you access to all that equipment for fucking very entry-level prices anyway. So my thing is, like, you have, like, a clear... It goes from being, I'm here...
The terms and conditions apply.
Yeah, terms and conditions apply. No, yeah, fucking all. But, like, no, but you go from being like, oh, yeah, I'm here. Then, man, like, my dream of, like, doing that is, like, over there. To, like, I'm here, they're there, that's there, and it's like a nice clear path, innit? We don't really have that in Walthamstow. What we like, I mean, we do a little bit now. You know, largely down to fucking people that I know.
Yeah, you seem to have like a group of you and stuff, and I'm sure there is some form. There's probably some form of that scene in Croydon, but I really
for me, Croydon,
personally, I don't think it is.
No, when I think of Croydon, I think of like fucking like Crips and Conan and shit. I don't even know if they're from Croydon like that.
Yeah,
they're
from
Croydon,
that's what I'm
saying. What about Michael Dapper? Is he from Croydon?
I'm not sure if he's
I feel like he's from around Croydon. But my thing is like what they did when people talk about Crips and Conan, a lot of, I mean, Stormzy fucking someone really bad, like the way they
Stormzy's Fulton Heath, isn't it?
Yeah, but like the whole thing of someone from South, working with like Americans and shit, the fucking that linear thing had like a huge impact on them. Bro, same shit for me, like, you know, when you know someone who's worked on something, or like you know someone who's just in a band, or someone who like makes music, has released music, like. For me, when I was younger, like particularly, it's like crazy. Even now, it's crazy, bro. Like when I see like people that I know doing like cool shit, I still get that feeling. I'm still like, yo, what the fuck? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's fucking crazy. And like that's like, I think what I'm saying is that as we all get more opportunities, I think it's very important that we do kind of figure out, and Chubby and the gang have done this very well as well, find a balance that they're doing bigger shit, cooler shit, but then also balancing it out by playing DIY shit as well.
Stuff,
And I know they feel strongly about doing that, and I think that like that's
very important.
That's cool as fuck, because a lot of people don't bother doing that.
Yeah, and that's where you lose people as well.
And they don't need to do that if they don't care about it. Fair enough, innit? But like for me, it makes me respect you a lot more.
Yeah, I think they don't need to do that, but I do feel like
it benefits them.
It benefits them. I also feel like they like a lot of people will leave you behind.
Exactly,
in this scene,
and that's why it benefits them.
If you were gonna sort of forget it.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like,
yeah. That's it. Yeah.
They're definitely not doing that.
No,
in any way or any
sure,
case.
Yeah.
What they're doing is really like positive.
No one,
and
honestly,
awesome,
anyone who fucking like played my stage or was meant to play my stage at Hoodstock is like has done a lot for underground music in it, like because it's like you fucking to do some shit.
Like when I was doing my vocals in there, I don't like looking at the poster, man. Like, it bums me out like every time.
Bruv, don't worry in it, man.
It was just a complete fuckery that we missed.
But bruv, like
it is what it is.
It is what
like, that's just life.
Like, but I don't mind baiting out that there will be like another thing it will be a different format, but there will be something of that energy that I'm gonna try and recreate. That 100%.
That space looked cool, man.
It's right there, man.
Literally there. It's over the road. It's sick. Yeah.
Like that's a very...
That's interesting as well, because that gives you like...
Yeah, like I
feels like it works.
Yeah. Like it's something I will be on.
Okay, well, is it over the road by like where the tool station is and stuff? Like behind there?
Behind that, yeah. If you like, it's cool. We can walk in like 2 minutes now, but like it's sick. It's like they're a cool business because like they've basically given Charlie who books there. I get the impression they kind of give him license to do whatever the fuck he
sort
thinks.
Of came across like that.
Yeah, whatever the fuck he thinks. Fam, you know they said to me, like they were like, yo, like, because when I pitched it to them, I was like, look, so obviously Split Knuckle had to drop out because they had the same situation as you in it. But I was like, look, I want to put on rappers, yeah, who are gonna be saying some wild shit, right? And I want to put them on outside, and the whole end's gonna be hear them saying wild shit. And then inside, I want to put on Split Knuckle, and motherfuckers be killing each other, yeah. Are you cool with that? And he was like, yes, like, cause he knows his shit, like, you know what I mean? He's like, he used to work for like Ven Records and shit, right? So he knows his shit, right? But he's like such a sick like middleman kind of operator between that. Middleman's kind of like a disrespectful word, but like he knows how to basically take me going, I want to do this fucking crazy shit, and he can then justify it to his people and make it happen. Right. And he did such a fucking sick job of that. And he's like, they basically trust him to like, if you have a cool idea about putting on some shit, you hit him up, like he will try and make it work. If he likes it, he'll try and make it work. And that's cool because not a lot of people don't do that. A lot of places, particularly around here, well, it's not the first time I tried to put on a show and ends, isn't it? How many times when I was like fucking, I don't know, 18, 19 years old, you go to a place where you've seen them do music before, like not your type of music, but music, and you go like, yo, I actually make music too, like, would it be cool if I was to do something? And they told fuck off, like, basically. They wouldn't have it. To not have that there is a fucking priceless benefit for them.
To be honest, I expect that every time I ask someone. I'm like, if they've never put on a show like that before,
or you expect to be able to get away with it once.
You just expect it to be awkward. Like, when the night starts, you're going to have to do a lot of explaining. Like, don't worry, that's just what happens.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Then someone, like, busts their head open on the floor and they're like, honestly, right, never again.
Like, when like, Dej was doing Lames Fest, like, ramping it up over the years, there was really a whole thing of, like, from even New Rivers as well, Like, New River is, like, meant to be, like, this spot of, like, oh, yeah, they're open to anything, And I understand why they don't want Dej back in it. But like they won't allow him to put on shows there.
Really?
Yeah, because he don't sell enough drinks. Because that's not his audience.
No drinks?
Yeah, because they don't really drink like that, innit? They smoke or they like do whatever on it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But like, do you know what I mean? It's like, so, and then we were in that map cafe for a bit, and then like that shit went south. Like, I say this is all Dej did Lames Fest shit by himself. The first one that I was involved in, Lames Fest 1, was in this old tram station in Clapton, which has now been sold off and like some other shit. But like that was crazy. Again, it was someone that Dej kind of knew that kind of gave him, and Dylan as well. My boy Dylan was working with her at the same time. Like gave them two kind of license to do whatever the fuck they wanted, bro. We sprayed up the walls, we did all stupid shit. She's like, you do your thing, just return it to how it was like the day after. Just fucking done all type of stupid shit in there. And it was sick, bro. And that set a precedent for a lot of shit. And like, having places that will kind of roll that dice with you are rare. But honestly, for years after that, the second that place became, alright, we can't do it there no more, it was like Dej didn't do that much with it for a while. And then it was like basically getting one-off shows in different spots, because it was like you basically to be told never, like they didn't want you back. Whereas now, with them and there, like, you know, I know that like a combination of them and there, Scott doing what Scott does and having links with the venues that he does, it's an option. But those guys, like, you know, I feel comfortable to say that if I hollered them and was like, yeah, I want to try this out, they'd probably be down to do it, which is crazy, bro. Like, my man Charlie there, yeah, he likes watching Simpsons, yeah. So this fucking guy is like, oh, I'm gonna put on the Simpsons marathon.
I think you told me.
So I'm saying,
this.
Man, I rate that, bro.
Sick,
it's just sick, innit? Like, you just get to like do that and just fucking chill off. And he just justifies it to his boss, like, yeah, bare people like watching Simpsons, innit? So they pull up, and he's right. That's the most fucked up part about it. He's right, fam.
The only thing I would say about that is that I'd rather be watching Simpsons at home. I
agree in it, but like, I mean, if you like beers like that, innit, maybe, yeah,
it's a good, like, that's an open market. I didn't think about
this. Is what, but that's exactly it, bro. Ain't no one think about it. I won't be there.
It's gonna be cold in there.
I can't lie, I won't be there.
I want to be like cut.
But like, you know they are doing
cozy.
they're doing I think they're doing a screening of like B and John Malkovich or some shit. So I'm saying that'd be kind of tight. We're watching the big screen. Well, see what I mean, man? They're really hitting a lot of like. It's smart. It's smart business, man. I got a lot of time for it because
it annoys me though because I want somewhere like that in Croydon.
Yeah.
Because if I want to put on a show, it has to be in Croydon.
No, 100%.
Now we talked about it.
I agree.
I had this idea as well, like one of my like brother's mates, a little bit older, like he's sick at.
Yes, boss.
Oh, we'll see classic Pulse Studios.
What happened?
Yeah. No.
Was it just better
when you go past the Red Room, like check it out.
What is it?
I suppose it. So about 20 people, 6 keyboards, 4 vocals, 2 babies.
Babies?
Yeah, it's always babies.
Fucking hell. What is it? Church man?
Yeah,
down there.
It will sound amazing.
Bro, it's gonna be a sick
so
fucking church,
the chords. It's like
yeah. 6 keyboards.
I've had that for like a couple of years. Blimey.
Fucking hell, bro. The pressure. That is the nightmare rehearsal cell. The more people, the worse it gets. Because you got like 900 things. No, man, you can't find somebody.
Yeah. I was like talking to one of my brother's mates. He like does like. He has like untold dub plates.
Yeah, for real.
And I was just like, if I put on a show, do you want to just play dub between all the sets, innit? Like, dub step was originated in Croydon anyway. Like,
is it?
Yeah.
I see. I knew it was London, but I didn't know. I didn't know it was that. Yeah,
but like that's where what's that called?
Like screaming that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what.
Well, it's like pre that, but like
yeah. I'm not very good with the names of the guys that were about. And I don't want to get them wrong.
No, exactly. Yeah,
like,
you get fucking
You're fucking don't know shit about you. I don't really listen to that music, but dub plates are sick. Dub plates are like fucking reggae.
That's an interesting one there though as well, because like
that could work.
There's a lot of music that I couldn't name the artists, but like was floating around just through the ends, and it's gonna be the same thing in Croydon. Like this music gets in your brain, innit? Like you, bro, like you would never seek it out to try and listen to it. Like for example, bro, like when I was growing up, there was like so like obviously I lived on the street in Walthamstow Central, and behind me there was a church run like women's refuge basically. I only dates where it was a couple of years ago, to be honest. But they used to do choir practice in the garden every like weekend or some shit. So you have crazy fucking choirs that running up. It wasn't there that long, as like a couple of years. But yeah, every weekend you hear like, 15, 16 women just like doing up their fucking like gospel choir shit. It's crazy, innit? That shit is gonna get in your head, innit?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's like, and then obviously different communities move through the ends at different times, innit? So we had like, there was like the fucking South Africans were there for a while. Algerians, fucking like Polish dons, Lithuanian dons, like all around, innit? And then obviously Jamaicans, like bare Jamaicans in it, like so many Mauritians, everyone is like blaring music, innit? So you're just hearing bare shit that you just like, you know what I mean? So you're being exposed to crazy shit, and it's like, and it's all part of like your thing coming up. Same shit. I can't name barely none of these artists, but if you play me the shit, I'll be like, yo, that reminds me of like Walthamstow 09, like you get me?
Screamer Benga,
that's what I was gonna say. Benga, Screamer Benga. What, they both from Croydon?
Pretty sure.
Right, yeah.
Pretty sure.
Or like they were around them sides.
Yeah, there was a couple like record stores that were quite like popular. Like there was this place called Beano's, I think it was fucking sick.
Yeah, bro. But that's what I mean. Like that's why, and that right there is why Mastermind is like something that's special. You get me? It's like you're like, I always, bro. People are probably sick of me talking about culture, but like it's like, bro, if you're coming through, you're making hardcore music, with all these nods to everything else, and you're from fucking Croydon, fam. And then when you put on a show in your fucking actual ends, and you lean into the fact that this is these ends, this is what this is, and you bring people that know Mastermind for that, and you bring them into your context, it's sick. It's the best thing I ever did, like Hoodstock. For
you
that
know
reason.
what, as well, like, I think Ben come down to one practice before he went on that first tour.
Yeah.
And he was like, what is this place?
Well, Croydon.
Yeah. Like, it's like a fucking city, bro.
Yeah, it's different. Like, it's
weird, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
bro,
it's got all the buses and shit. It's part of London. But
I've been Croydon like twice in my life. It's weird, man. You got trams. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, trams. It's fucking massive as well, bro.
Bro, I've been East Croydon.
The actual borough of Croydon, like, fucking huge, man.
Shit,
it's fucking huge, bro.
You hear the fucking baby crying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that band sounds mad.
Yeah, that actually does sound fucking crazy, bro. But yeah, no, like, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think honestly,
that's the only thing that concerns me though. Is like, I've always been like too like anal about like, if I get a place here in Croydon and it ain't close enough to a station, people are gonna be put off.
Yeah, but the way you gotta do it, the way you gotta do it is launch as a launch thing. That's to me is the obvious format, cause bro,
put out the feelers kind of.
No, as in like to launch the record, the launch show.
Okay, well yeah, that's quite a big step, but I like in a good way. Like
why not though? Because bro, everyone's gonna travel to the launch.
They're gonna
show.
have to come.
They have to go there, and then boom, you know what I mean. And also you stick on like you do a launch, but when you do a launch, you wanna make the lineup mad, innit? And then that's where you're like, I'm gonna bring this person from here, this person from here. You have
could actually easily make the lineup good.
Exactly,
well,
bro. And if a lineup's good, yeah, people are traveling into next bits of Croydon. I'm fucking coming, like you get me. I don't like going south. Everyone knows how much I shit on you. You're fucking
shit on us.
Of course, bro.
But I don't blame
Of course. You. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, of course, bro. No, but I'm there, bro.
I fucking rep Croydon, but he's a shithole as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel about here, though.
Honest,
that's how I feel about here. I've just been fucking sugarcoating it for years. But like, it's got its problems, innit? Yeah, but for real though, like 100%, like you would be able, fam. I know, bro, I could name fucking like 15 fucking bands or like artists that would want to be on a bill for a Mastermind launch show, yeah.
100%.
And you put on a 5-band bill or a fucking 4-band bill, and you get like one other heavy hitter, because Mastermind are heavy hitter on themselves. People are traveling, fam.
Yeah.
People are traveling, and like that's when you nail it with obviously the venue being his thing, the fucking your brother's boy doing his thing. It's like before you know it, like people ain't experienced nothing like that. And seeing
it's
that
be different.
I can't lie, man. That feeling is like it's wild, bro. But yeah, man, if you could make that happen, that would be crazy. Like what? So is you thinking like community hall, like village hall type? Vibes?
Yeah. I mean, the one I was looking at was just like a higher venue.
Right. Yeah.
So it was perfect.
Yeah, it's like a church.
I reckon they probably had like a backline as well.
If they got a PA in there,
something, because that's another concern.
You know what I mean? You just get a car to get
we have to get someone to run it.
Yeah, but that's not, do you know what I mean? No, we figure it out. Like, yeah, bro, like it's one of them ones, like, and that's the other thing as well, like, bro, like it goes without saying, like, you know what I mean? Anything when it comes, if you're like, I'm doing this thing, if you're like, yo, I want to put on this show in my ends and I want to do this, yeah, probably goes without saying, like, anything we can do to fucking make it happen, it's done, innit? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, there's not really that many obstacles.
Yeah, there's
you know
no
what I mean? Like,
obstacles,
there's actually,
really,
and then before you know it, it's less of a conversation of like, how or why, it's like when. And it really, to be honest. And that's crazy, bro. Like,
yeah, that is kind of crazy.
We'll be mad. Should be out, be like February next year. Everyone's going to Croydon.
Everybody's coming Croydon. Come on.
Let's fucking wrap this shit up.
Yeah, man.
Everyone listen to Mastermind, listen to Light, Micromoon, I just play this, all of that.
That long? I couldn't even tell.
Yeah, you can't tell.